Welcome to the tutorial for sample lesson number 6, a Venn diagram with short answers, either phrases or one word. I wanted to show you what the lesson looks like when the students see it for the first time. This is what it basically would look like. And you have one graphic organizer, which is the Venn diagram. You have 3 text boxes, just like in a Word document, and you have 3 drop zone entries, which gives you the ability to put more than one answer in each of these drop zones. So this is the perfect layout for a Venn diagram comparing whales and fish. When students click to begin the lesson, it'll look like this. Status ready to start lesson. Press start button at any time. And the characteristics are over here and students just drag them in. So have fins. They both have fins and you hear the nice little sound. They both can swim. The whale has hair, but I want to show you about another part of this immediate feedback. If I was to put live birth under fish, it makes a horrible sound, but then it also gives me the ability to move it. And that's how you play this lesson. So let's see, how in the world did I build this lesson? When you first log into your account, you'll be on this page, says Mentoring Authoring Tools, and here are your launch tiles. Go to the Lesson Launch tile and click Create Lesson. You're going to give it a unique title, and this might be Whales versus Fish, Venn. And if this category is English Language Arts, it could probably be 2nd grade. The lesson can be repeated, and because the students are going to be moving words around the lesson surface, we're going to count it as interactive. Static is when the students do not move the answers around. I'm not going to authorize it for competition arena because this is not something that we're going to time. Show answers at start, that's just up to you if you want to or not. Include answer bank, and it's going to be on the right hand side. And I don't really care about having a timer in this one. The grading method is on interaction, because that allows for immediate feedback. Enable audible responses. That was the nice sound and the bad sound. Incorrect would be something like beep 2. And for correct would be a bell ring 3. And then for perfect score is going to be applause. So now we have our lesson attribute set. We can continue to the composer. And here's our lesson surface. The first thing we want to do is to get our graphic organizer. So we look at the widgets that are available for an interactive lesson. And I'm going to click the it looks like an easel with a picture on it, and that's for graphic organizers. And we're just going to call this Venn, and we're going to either click OK or we can hit the return key on our keyboard. We have just the words blank graphic organizer. There really is no widget that can be manipulated right now. We can't move this. If I try to move it, it just goes right back. So the first thing we have to do is go to desired widget, and we have to choose that we want a graphic organizer, and we named it Venn. And so now I go to the first tile over, which is select the desired widget. And now we see, at least we see the blue dashes, which means that now we could move this if we wanted to, but we still don't have the Venn diagram here. What happens now is it's going to ask us what type of Venn diagram do you want, because there are many different types. And we're going to go to the bottom, Venn, 2 sets, 1 panel. And we're going to set the widget height and width. And as you can see, this isn't really big enough. So we're going to change the width to 550. And we'll keep the height at 300. Update widget, and it got larger. Now we need to move it over, so we can use these arrows to move it over. And we might even want to move it down a little, so we can put some headings here. Now this is about where I would like the graphic organizer to be placed. If you don't want to use the arrows, you can just click on it and push it up or down like you can in Microsoft Word with a box. So we're going to deselect it so that we can add more to the lesson surface. The next thing we should do is make our titles, because we're going to be comparing whales and fish, and then we have to have both. So we're going to have 3 exactly the same attributes for the text boxes. So why don't we set a preferences by going to the icon next to the question mark. And we're going to say we want all of these text boxes to look the same, even though the words inside will be different. We want it to be Arial. We want the size to be 16. We want the color to be black. We want it to be bold. We want it to be auto size. We want a border on it. The background color should be white so that you can see the text. And that's it. So now we just go to save. And our preferences have been set for these 3 text boxes. First thing we do is we go to this widget called the text box widget. And we're going to give it a name, Whales. And we're going to hit return on the keyboard, or OK. We have to actually type the text that we want to appear now in the text box, whales. And we want this to be static, which means when the words go into the answer bank, the text boxes, whales, both, and fish will remain on the lesson surface. They're not part of the answer bank that the students slide the words into the appropriate place. And as you can see, all of our preferences traveled over here, so that was good. Now we update the widget. We come up here and we just grab it and drag it. And then deselect. We hit text box again and we'll put both. And we'll go here and type both. And we'll say it's static and everything else is the same. Update widget. Grab it, drag it, and then deselect it up here in the second tile. And our third text box is going to be fish. And we're going to type fish, so it will appear in the text box. Static. And update widget. And grab it, drag it over to the appropriate spot, and deselect. Now let's say I want both to be farther down here a little bit. We go to desired widget. We want to find both. Now luckily we gave each text box its own name, so now it's easy to find which one is both. And we click select, And now if we want to, we can push it down just a little bit and then go back up to the top and hit deselect. And there we have our titles. If you wanted them larger, smaller, it's all up to you. Now we have to have our drop zones. We are going to do 3 drop zones. We want them to be different sizes and different colors, so we're not going to use our preferences. The drop zone widget is the one next to the graphic organizer. And we're going to call this the whales drop zone. And we're not going to catch pin-ups or catch one of several. That's for another type of lesson. And we're going to type the actual characteristics, have hair, and then you have to remember to hit return each time. Live birth and breathe air. We want the fill color to be, and I'm thinking a bluish color, and I think something like that might be good. What do you think? 4, 1, 3. No, let's do this one. And if you can tell what the color is, 6699FF. The way I do it, if I have to remember this for another time, is I say it's the 4th set of colors. It's the 1st row and the 3rd one over. That's just me. Now we need it to be larger than this. This is the size of it right now. I'll show you. Update widget. That's too small to have all those words in it. So we're going to change the size of this to 130, wide 150, high. Update the widget, and now that's a pretty good size. We're going to grab it and just drag it down, lift up our finger off the mouse, and there it is. We can move it up if we want. We can change the size. We can make it 120 instead of 130. Update it, slide it over, and deselect. Up at the top, the 2nd tile over. Now we're ready to add another drop zone, and this one's going to be called both. And we're not going to bother checking either one of those, but we are going to type in for both of them, live in water, return, have fins, hit return, can swim. And we want the fill color to be a greenish color, and maybe that would be a good one. This is going to be a little smaller so that it'll fit in there. So we're going to say 100, and we'll keep the 60 high. Update widget and drag it into place, and then go up to the toolbar and deselect it. And we'll have our 3rd drop zone, and this is going to be fish. We're not going to check those, but we are going to type in the characteristics of the fish. Have scales, return, lay eggs, return, breathe water. Now we know they don't exactly breathe water, but it's okay to say it that way. And we want this to be a yellowish color. And the height, again, we're going to do 130. I'm sorry, width and height, we're going to do 150. And we're going to update it. And I think we changed this on the other one to 120 width. There we go. Deselect. And that's all there is to it. So let's save it. And it says successfully saved. And now we're going to try it out. You should always try it out a few times. Ready? Live in water would be both. Have fins, both. Breathe water, fish. Breathe air, whales. Let's do one incorrectly. Live birth, let's say they both have live birth. Nope. Okay, whales. So you do get that immediate feedback. Lay eggs, have hair, and have scales. And now we click stop, and we get applause, and it says that it's 100% correct. Now you know that I actually made one error. Well, there is a report that you can access as a mentor that will show you exactly how many the student got right and wrong, and even which ones they got wrong. So that's a very valuable way of getting information about the students and their progress. And that is how you build the lesson of a Venn diagram. Thank you for watching.